As we look at the 4 pillars that AZCSN has adopted since its inception, the first one of those pillars is preparation. And we know we need to be prepared for a wide variety of events. One of the biggest mistakes we know people make is not having a plan and a plan that they have practiced prior to having a critical incident. And so we have to really look at honing in what is our mission and vision, and what is this going to look like for our house of worship. We have to have a team in place before we can really look at the other pillars that we're going to be discussing in future videos. So when we look at preparation, that's going to guide what are the prevention measures that we're going to take. It's going to guide how do we respond and what do we respond to. And then it's going to, of course, have a tremendous impact on what is our recovery plan. After an incident occurs, how are we going to make certain that we're following best practices for incident recovery? Looking at not only the spiritual needs of the congregation, but their physical, emotional, and financial needs as well. So we know if we have a team that is well aligned and is prepared to respond, prepared to recover, prepared to prevent, we are going to end up with congregants who can feel a peace that they know they have trained individuals who are going to respond to emergencies at their house of worship. And when we look at filling those roles, there is a place for many different people to serve, but really what we want to look at first of all is their heart condition. Why are they willing to serve? And how far are they willing to serve? Because we know in the safety and security ministry, there are times that we may be called upon to surrender our lives in protection of the flock. And we have to be prepared and understand that we may absolutely be called upon to do that. One of the things that we really look at is natural surveillance. We know we need to have individuals that are in a safety or security officer role. There's lots of different names our houses of worship use for that role. When we look at that, we often in the network refer to it as gatekeepers. And we do that because when we look at 2 Chronicles, we see that from the Levite tribes, there were appointed gatekeepers. And those gatekeepers provided security for the tabernacle. We also know that we have to have leadership, and so for each service or event, we need to have somebody designated in a supervisory role over the gatekeepers who can maintain the overall big picture of any incidents that are occurring and can provide direction to the other gatekeepers. There's also really crucial support roles. We may have medical ministry in addition to safety, security, or as part of it, and those professional medical responders may come out and provide care when called upon and needed. We may have individuals that are serving, watching the security cameras and surveillance electronically. They may be monitoring the radio or leading in radio communications or calling 911, depending on the size of the church. And then we may have courtesy patrol, who are individuals that may be doing something as simple as driving the golf cart out to the far reaches of the campus and picking up people and bringing them out of the heat to attend church so they don't have to walk so far. And those people are our natural surveillance. They're providing additional eyes and ears beyond the gatekeepers and even beyond our traditional first impression ushers and greeters. So when we look at the foundations, we look at things for everybody like situational awareness. We look at what can I do for use of force. We look at a lot of those basics. We even have a very popular course on civilian response to active violence. And how do we use the most important weapon we have, our mind and our mindset, in protecting ourselves and in protecting the flock. And those are some courses that we encourage everybody in the entire church to take, even if they're serving in a ministry unrelated to first impressions or safety and security, because that information will lead to a group of people that have a much better awareness of what's going on the campus and has the mindset to take the appropriate action. Some of the myths that are out there is that I have to have some elite military background or I must have been on a SWAT team in order to be able to do this. And that couldn't be further from the truth. We know God uses lots of different people's backgrounds, and there are lots of different ways to serve within this ministry. So if you feel that there's any way that this is a ministry for you, or that we could come alongside your ministry and provide support, please feel free to give us a call.